Mr. Fisker, my fees are $25,000 per month. It's $25,000 to start business, so to speak. Business is expensive. If you want the Beverly Hills address, I think that would be a nice fit for the new launch of the new electric vehicle. I would also suggest that maybe you can get Brandon on the same page and maybe do the launch for the Galpin rocket out of the same office space. I think that would be good for both parties. I mean, if you're going to launch and spend all this money, what was your budget? $250,000 for the initial launch. I think if we took 50 grand of that and we sprinkled it across 20 or so, maybe 15 YouTubers, including DDE, Daily Driven Exotics, Vehicle Virgins, Street Speed 717, Guitar Mageddon ZL1. There's a whole list. I have 140 YouTubers that I work with on a regular basis. At least I've got them going through the crash course as far as branching out onto other sources of revenue, since YouTube is going away as of well, shoot, now they're starting it early, so I don't want to say the second quarter of this year. I want to say anytime. I don't know if it's going to be all the way, if it's going to be a 6-month thing in order for everybody to get caught up, so to speak. But YouTube is going away for revenue as far as what you can earn, and it's moving to a subscription model. So just think of that. And sad. But anyways, that would be my fees. I would need 1 month up front and the $25,000 up front to start services, and everything else I do have to pay my employees and everything else, subcontractors and whatnot. So that is why I'm asking for the money up front. I'm sure you understand. Business takes money to do business, etc. So let me know at your earliest convenience when you like to move forward, when you have the $50,000 basically set aside and you're ready to sit down and talk shop, so to speak, and we can work on as far as the launch. See, this where I'm cloudy. So the Galpin rocket, is that something that is going to be mass produced alongside the Fisker vehicle, or are they taking it on themselves in the Galpin Autosports area of the business, or is that going to be produced in a separate facility? How did the two, well, the black one and the silver one, and then there was a convertible as well. I believe that one was red, if I'm not mistaken, or maroon, something like that. It was a Shelby color, and also there was one other, the original, the first, I guess, that wasn't completely carbon fiber. I'm interested in the silver one and also the black one. If we can come to some kind of agreement with as far as that, we can write one of those in into the deal. I don't know which one you have. I know the silver one's available. They have that one listed at 120. So, but now since they faltered 4 times, I'm asking for a brand new V12 Aston Martin, but I'm not going to be that greedy. So I'm going to take the money, so to speak, to $300,000 and pick 2 or 3 luxury cars off the used list. Now, my original want for all this was, of course, to get into the space in Beverly Hills, but since it is free and clear now, and Mr. Dino wants to be accredited with the Exotic Promotions TV show to his benefit, and also an investor in all things that I'm doing. He came at me for buying the TV show. It wasn't something that I was selling at the time. It was just something that I was going to be shooting in the space. That was the main reason to get to space in Beverly Hills, was to shoot the TV show. It wasn't to do business in Beverly Hills. I mean, it's nice and everything, but I guess if we're going to be representing YouTubers as many as possible, then I guess that Beverly Hills address will work out just fine. But now that it's free and clear. I mean, you don't have to tell everybody that it's free and clear. I don't mind you being in the space. I mean, I'm a fan. I love the Aston Martin. I love your designs there. I like the original Fisker. I don't even know what the heck that was called. But no. Now, what about the cells on the roof? Have you ever thought about using an OLED filament? If you use an OLED filament and you put a magnifying element in between, say a protective layer, maybe underneath glass. I don't know, if you use glass, of course, then it's top heavy and all that good stuff. But if you use carbon fiber and you use the clear carbon fiber, it's possible, as long as you get the weave nice and if you get the weave nice and wide, so to speak, it wouldn't interrupt the OLED by any means, because it's basically it's universal as far as the width and height goes, as long as it's on the roof. And as the day progresses and everything else, I mean, people go into the night, say, then of course you don't have the OLED to charge the batteries and everything else. If you use the regenerative braking and everything else. Also, if you think about underneath the vehicle, if you were to put tumblers, so to speak, and use those to generate electricity underneath the vehicle, I mean, you're already going to have some kind of wind velocity underneath the vehicle. I'm sure it's not going to be flat. And if you were to use propellers, but not that, in a sense, more of a, if you look at the Dyson fan, where it's just a circle, okay, now reverse engineer that. A bunch of circles underneath. See what I'm getting at? And if the air were to funnel through the loop, so to speak, and all the aerodynamics down and force it down into a nice little channel where it's basically pressurized, in a sense, because as you move faster, it'll be more pressurized and then it'll be more efficient. If Dyson can get away with basically pushing air with the same technology, I'm sure we can reverse it and use it to the benefit of regenerating electricity. I don't know if you thought that far ahead. Rough. And the boss is speaking to me, so I have to go. But looking forward to hearing more from you. I'm kind of surprised you remember me meeting me at Galpin, but I do kind of make the impression. Because, I mean, I was a fan. Yeah, I gotta go. But just hit me back later in the evening when you get done with your day, have a beer, relax, and give me a call.